What I was saying about the real estate business, my heart goes out to realtors and real estate agents because of what's going on in the economy today. The point of me sharing this is that the profession you do does not really matter. The profession you get into is not what makes you rich or not rich. You don't become successful because of the industry you get in. Don't get me wrong, no doubt is there's some industries that do well based on the trends and what's going on in the world in the economy. But the key thing to being successful in any industry is the mindset. How you think, how you process information, and how you respond to events that happens in the economy. I traveled one time to Texas and I got to the airport and I saw those cameras set up at the airport. So I was surprised and curious to why there were cameras and people just taking videos and stuff. So I asked one of the reporters I saw there. So they said there's been a strike, and I guess the airlines were not flying. They were canceling a lot of flights due to the strike. I was surprised because I did not even know there was a strike or anything was going on. But if I knew about it, I wouldn't probably would not have flown or been to the airport to fly. But the day I got to the airport to fly, I was able to fly because the planes were flying and the strike was called off and I could fly. So I'm sharing this to say that oftentimes what we hear about in society is all the troubles in the world, things going wrong, things not working out, all the bad news. Like one time I was watching TV, I was watching the news, and you know how they do a highlight or like a commercial just to a drop to announce why you should watch the news. So the reporter comes on and he says, the beautiful thing about today, the good news about today's news is that there is no bad news. That got me thinking. I was like, wow. So now it's news to say that there's no bad news. We are used to bad news as a society. That is the norm to hear bad news. So, to the point that when there's no bad news, it is news. Hold up, wait a minute. What if we reverse this equation? And I will think it's supposed to be good news every day. And when something is bad news, then that should be a surprise. Why is there a bad news? You know? So if you make good news your way of life, that is all you will attract. You will attract good news. You will attract good information. You attract all the good energy, your way of thinking, and you'll attract more good. When you make good your way of thinking, you'll attract more good. That's the point I'm making here. Anybody in real estate or in that field or whatever field you're in and there seem to be in trouble, it's not the profession that gives you safety. There's no safety in any job or career or business or profession. Safety is in the heart, is in the mindset. Is safety is an inside job or security is an inside job. If you are secure on the inside, that is definitely what will project on the outside. The inside security is what projects the outside result. Thought is an inside job. Result is an outside effect of a cause. So the thought is the cause, the result is the effect. So cause precedes an effect. There's no causeless effects in life. So how you think, how you process what happens in life is the biggest part, is the biggest thing to the kinds of results you get. It's very important that the way we think and how we perceive the information that we are getting on a regular daily basis. And you know that the mental food is thought. What you get mentally on a constant basis through the words that you hear, social media, what you see and read about. Basically, all the information that's coming from the five senses feeds our thought process, our mind. You can't even control what comes in on a regular basis, but you can only control how you respond, how you perceive, and what you do with that thoughts, with what life throws at you. That's the thing you have 100% control over. So when you start to control your perception of everything that happens in life, you become a master. And that's where security, that's where safety is on the inside. Security is on the inside. That word I've been talking about, awareness, is what makes the big difference in our life. And awareness basically is paying attention and noticing. Awareness is seeing what has always been there. I'll give you a good example, a story. Yesterday, I was playing with my kid, with my son at the park. This little kid likes to race. He's on a bike and he's racing me. He challenges me to a race. So when I got out of the car, I put my AirPods in my pocket. I normally don't put it in my shirt pocket. For some reason, I put it in my pocket, in my breast pocket. And my car key zipped up my phone. I start racing with this kid. We get to the park and he finds a friend of his, schoolmate of his, and he's off to playing with this boy and bonding with him. So I'm there. Okay, I wanted to listen to messages like this on YouTube. I start looking for my AirPods. I search all over my pockets. I cannot find it. I search my jacket. I cannot find it. I even touched my breast pocket, but I couldn't feel it. I couldn't find it. So first thought was to run back to the car. I must have left it in the car. So I kept thinking, should I go back to the car? Where could I have left it? I made that conclusion that my AirPod is in the car. I skipped that whole process of listening to what I wanted to listen because I did not have my AirPod. At the end of the day, we go back to the car again. It was another race. We raced to the car. So my thought process was, let me go get my AirPod, make sure is there, is where my thought process is taking me to my AirPod is. So I go there, no AirPod. The AirPod was not there. I search all over the car, search all over, move the seat backward, it's not there. Go around on the other side of the car, search and search, it's not there. Another thought is, maybe it fell down on the way when we was running. It must have dropped. I was about to start going back, tracing off my footsteps back to the park. And all of a sudden, I reached down to my breast pocket and I feel this thing. The AirPod was right there. So awareness is seeing what has always been there. The AirPod has always been in my breast pocket, in my shirt pocket. But because I was not aware of it, I didn't have it. I couldn't use it. So we have all the wisdom, knowledge, and ability to succeed in life. But becoming aware of this knowledge and ability and power that we have as human beings is the key to changing anything, to being successful, to facing whatever challenges that come in our life. Let's put it this way. Did you know that every problem we face in life comes with its own solution? Every problem comes with its own solution. Every challenge comes with its own solution. If you look very well within that problem, you will find the solution. You'll find the answer. Every difficulty we face in life comes with the inherent seed of solution. So it's not what happens in life, but it's how we perceive what happens that makes the difference in the way our life turns out. Become aware, increase your awareness, work on your perception. The way the food you eat for the mental mind is your thought process, the information that you are exposed to. What are you listening to? What are you reading? That's the mental food. So you want to listen to positive things, things that are empowering, encouraging, that helps you to always think and focus on your possibilities, your capabilities, your abilities. So your possibilities, capabilities, and abilities. You want to listen to things like that. You want to be exposed to things like that. You want to be conscious and focused and in receptive. Be in that flow of things that empower you, empower your thought process, empower your thinking abilities. Because how we think controls how we feel, and how we feel determines the results that we get. So it's thought, feelings, action. Our thoughts control our feelings. Our feelings produces our actions. Our actions are the result of our thought process. Some good stuff right there. It's a beautiful day. Amazing wonders of life. Let me just show you how this environment, how lit it is. That's the language of the Gen Zs. It's lit. This place is lit with beauty and nature. This looks like a good time to go into some meditation. What do you think? We should do more of meditation? Download my affirmations audio. I have audio and video affirmations. You can download them on Blissful Daily Vibes on YouTube. And you should be able to have access to my affirmations on my website, ikemotivationblog.com. Check out free affirmations on there. If you don't see it on there, you will have links to where you can get my free affirmations. So affirmations are nothing but positive words that we say to ourselves in the present tense. They are empowering words that can help us shift the way we think, can reprogram our subconscious mind. Practice affirmations. It's all about enhancing our perception. You want to be able to reprogram your subconscious mind while you sleep. That is one of the best or easiest way to reprogram your subconscious mind, is to play a video, listen to the audio while you are asleep. Because when you're sleeping, you're still alive. You can still hear there's activity going on. Your subconscious mind never sleeps, is awake 24/7, is alert 24/7. So you want to reprogram it to success, reprogram it to happiness, health, wealth. As a matter of fact, that's an affirmation. I'll give you this affirmation. This is one of my affirmations daily that I say on a daily basis. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm healthy, happy, and wealthy. I am happy, healthy, and wealthy. I am so happy, healthy, and wealthy. I am happy, healthy, and wealthy. You want to talk to yourself like this. You want to say affirmations like this because they are empowering. They help shift the way your brain functions and how you think. You create a force field of vibration and you attract those things. That's the law of attraction, how it works. So when you say words like this when you wake up in the morning, I'm so happy, healthy, and wealthy. I am happy, healthy, and wealthy. Happy, healthy, and wealthy. Happy, healthy, and wealthy. Happy, healthy, and wealthy. You say it over and over and over. You're talking to yourself to the point that you become this person. You become a happy, healthy, and wealthy person. Somebody will say, I don't believe it. You don't have to believe it. Just do it. You don't have to know how your car works. Just start it and drive. There's a lot of things we don't know how it works, but it just works. You don't know how your TV works, but you turn on the TV and it works. You don't know how your cell phone works, but you buy a cell phone and you turn it on, you activate the programs in the phone and it works. You don't have to know how electricity works. You just turn the light switch and light comes on in the house. There's a lot of things we don't know how it works, but it works. Use affirmations. Why don't you just try it? Why don't you try it? Say affirmations over and you just happen to become a happy person. You become a prosperous person. You become a healthy person. You become a wealthy person. I'll share this story with you. This might be the last story I'll share, then I'm going to turn off this podcast. I had a patient in my clinic, and before this patient came in, the whole office, once they found out who this patient was, they started freaking out. Everybody got into a frenzy because this patient is a known difficult patient. She comes in and changes the mood of the whole office. She's very demanding, very hard to please. And you know, those type of people that want a lot of attention, that need a lot of attention, that I guess they think the whole office revolves around them. One of those type of people. Everybody is like in this mood and they tell me, give me a little bit of her history. I laughed inside of me when I heard this because I know human nature and human conditions and behaviors so well to understand what's going on in this lady's life, this patient's life already. So I said, okay, exciting. I can't wait to see this patient. So she comes into the office, and my first encounter with her was all the things they said. First, she talks about my gloves. You should change your gloves, and I have to see you change it in front of me. When you touch anything, you have to change it. You have to this, you have to that, you have to this, you have to that, you have to this. And did you know I train nurses? I taught in this school. I was the best student. I was so knowledgeable that I had to train the teachers. I understood where she's coming from. She had this feeling of importance that she wants you, anybody, to acknowledge and accept. So immediately I embrace everything she's saying. I agree with everything she said. I even anticipate and say the things that she's going to say before she says it. And I go, I'm not using her real name. Let's just say her name was Mary. So I said, oh, Miss Mary. Oh, wonderful. I'm going to change my gloves, okay? I'm going to change it right now so I can touch you or start your IV. She goes, I'm a very difficult stick. My veins are so bad. Blah, 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 blah. I've heard that story. If I've heard it once, I've heard it a million times. So I know where that's coming from. That's coming from fear. That's coming from doubt. That's coming from anxiety. Doubt leads to fear. Fear leads to, is expressed as anxiety. So I take care of all that. I handle the situation very well. Start her IV one time, first stick. She's very impressed. I respond to every request she made with a big smile in my face. So she's looking at me like, this guy, I can't even get him to feel a certain way, to feel bad or to be perturbed by my request. Before she leaves the office, she gives me a big thanks, big hugs. She's embraced me. She's telling the whole office, this guy is amazing. He's the best. He's the best. He's the best. He's the best, singing my praises all over the place. Now, the result I had with this lady is repeatable. If she came to that office 10 times, I will have 10 times the same result because it's not luck or by chance. It's about embracing people and meeting them where they are. This lady needed a feeling of self importance, and I gave it to her. She needed attention, and I gave it to her. She needed to be acknowledged and praised for what she had done, and I gave it to her. I gave her everything that she was seeking for. So when you give people what they're seeking for, you will get everything that you want for yourself. I think Zig Ziglar puts it in a very philosophical, very exciting way. He says, you can have everything you want in life if you just help enough other people get what they want in life. If that is your thought process, your mantra to help people get what they want, you will have everything you want. So that is my message. That is my word. That is how it works. The field you are in is not what gives you safety. The job you have can be lost any time, any minute, any day, any second. Safety and security is inside, it's in the heart, it's in the thought process. It's an inside job. Learn to understand yourself. Apply the principles of looking at things from your higher faculty. Someone will ask me, what is higher faculty? So there's 6 higher faculties: will, reason, memory, perception, intuition, imagination. When you get in tune with your higher faculties, then you will be less moved or affected by the five senses. The more you understand and practice and use your higher faculties, the less reliant you are on your five senses. 90% or more, about 95% of society depend on what they hear, see, taste, touch, feel. The five senses is not to be ignored. That is our connection to the world, to the physical universe, the five senses. The key here is taking what you receive through the five senses and elevating or activating your higher faculty, your mental faculty, your sixth mental faculty. When you activate your mental faculties begin to override your five senses. Instead of seeing limitations, you see abundance. Instead of seeing lack, you see plenty. Instead of seeing competition, you see harmony and collaboration. Instead of seeing difficulties, you see opportunities. Instead of seeing problems, you see solutions. Instead of seeing all the impossibilities in life and your work in the day, you see possibilities, opportunities. And as a matter of fact, once you apply your higher faculties, synchronicities and serendipities begin to occur. When you start applying the higher faculties, and that's an example of what I mean by serendipities and synchronicities. I've told you my story, how I got tickets to an event that cost like $1,500. And I was even at a place not even expecting to go to any event, but I was offered tickets to go to an expo at Anaheim Convention Center. There was a big natural food expo. I got the ticket, got invited. I go to this event and I meet people that want to do business, that are doing things. So things begin to happen, circumstances, situations begin to come together when you start applying the higher faculties, the laws of the universe, the laws of attraction. That's how you begin to attract things to you. So life is not a struggle, it's more a flow. Things come to you. Things come to you. That is the law of attraction, the laws of the universe. When you put this principle to work, activating the laws of the universe, changing how you think, your perception of things, using the memory as a force or as an experience to shape your future, as a learning to get a different result. To the effect is that your memory should be used as a launch pad for your future. Neville Goddard talks about how you can change past events to affect the future. But the point is using the things that has happened in the past, the memory, the thought of the things that have happened in the past, using it to shape the future, to live in the future. Living in the future is not about daydreaming. It's about imagining what you want, creating what you want, and becoming that person. So you walk into your future by being that future already in the present. So that is the future, the person you want to be. You act and become and think like them, like how they are in the present, because all we have is the present. Now, life happens in the now, in the present. You become that person, you talk like that person, you see yourself as that person, then you produce the result that that person has because you're living life from the end. Like they say in Hollywood, you fake it till you make it. That's the easiest way to put it. Fake it till you make it. It's like when you're saying affirmations, when you say things like, I am rich, I am prosperous. Yes, you might not have the money in your pocket, in your bank account, in your wallet. As a matter of fact, your self-doubt, your self-talk will be, no, you're not rich. You're not a millionaire. You want to become this person that is a millionaire. You want to become this person that is a winner. You want to become this person that is good in math, that is the best co-worker, that is the best at gymnastics, that is the best dancer, that is the best tutor, that is the best in mathematics, in English, in whatever you're doing. You want to become this person. You want to affirm that you are this person. And you repeat it to yourself over and over. Then you reprogram your subconscious mind. You reprogram your thought process. You reprogram your thinking. And surprise, surprise, you are this person. That is the law of attraction. That is the law of the universe. That is the beauty of the law of attraction, how it works. Ooh, beautiful day. This up. Listen to my affirmations. Listen to my podcast. Download my free affirmations guides. Download my free podcast. Play this. Listen to it. Use repetition. Say affirmations in words that you are familiar with, that you can relate with, in whatever field you're working on or working with, or whatever area you're working with. Say the words to yourself. Enjoy your day. Get into this mindset thing. Why don't you just try it? Try affirmations. Try something different. Try using repetition. Try saying what you want. Focus on what you want in the positive tense, in the present positive tense, and see what kind of results you get. All right, enhance your perception, people. Increase your manifestation. Attract what you want and love. Live life. And expect nothing but happiness, health, and wealth. That is my mantra. Happiness, health, and wealth. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out of here.